The reason I started cleaning trash cans was to make some easy money. How hard could it be, right? It doesn't take me very long, but of course there's that one thing. Oh yeah, gross trash cans. But I wouldn't say that this was the only thing in the way of my easy money. Customers can either make your business a dream or a nightmare. Okay, maybe a nightmare was a little too far. Let's go back to my first ever can cleaning customer and what I learned about it. Stick around to the end of the video or you're a dork. The guy that I ended up doing my first cleaning for ever, he was really nice, but he never actually acknowledged me. I really think this had something to do with my lack of confidence in the space. It's easy to be worried about your first job, especially when I hadn't even practiced beforehand, which goes against everything that I teach now. I honestly went into this job trying to create my process when I really should have had it down before I got there. I always tell people, use your family and friends right now. This brings me to the first important lesson I learned, and it's that practice beforehand is going to allow you to go into jobs with complete confidence. Before I tell you guys why you need to be using your family and friends before you get to real jobs, I need to let you know that 𝗤𝘂𝚗𝗜 is giving away this Ford work truck in a few weeks to a premium or platinum subscriber of 𝗤𝘂𝚗𝚗. So if you need help him with customers, sending estimates, invoices, or collecting payments, give 𝗤𝘂𝚗𝚗 a try for free. Just click the link in the comment section and the description of this video. 𝗤𝘂𝚗𝚗 is the fastest way to send estimates, invoices, and secure payments from your customers, even providing you with real-time business analytics such as close ratio, sales, and expense tracking. I always press that you guys should use your family and friends before you get to real people. That way there's no confusion, you're not uncomfortable, and you have so much confidence the customer is going to have no choice but to pay you extra money. Okay, let's recap. If I asked you in a week from now what the first most important thing was when doing jobs, what would you say? Having a process and practicing before you get into a real life situation that could destroy your business. Totally kidding though. Even though I was not prepared for the job and it was kind of stressful for me because I didn't know what I was doing, it all ended up very well and it worked out perfectly. The guy that I was doing the job for, let's say Mr. Richard, he came outside beforehand and handed me the money even before the job started, which was fine because he was doing cash anyway. This is kind of the next most important lesson, is that you should be messaging your customers beforehand, before the job, what kind of payment plan that they should be selecting. So you want to give them two choices. I wouldn't exactly hit them with one right away. I would have two kind of favorites that you go to. It's also extremely important that you let the customer know that you're going to send them a message when you finish working, and that's when they can send the payment. This kind of keeps you in control of the situation instead of them just sending it randomly whenever they decide to. But this isn't always going to be a perfect give and take. The customer could easily just not send you the payment or just not send it whenever you want them to. They could send it an hour later, just depends on when they're on their phone. Back to my story. The situation worked out really good though because Mr. Richard was leaving his house anyway. As I was starting the job, he couldn't pay me after since he was doing cash. This is actually the first job I ever got tipped on, which is extremely lucky for me. Okay, let's get into the good stuff. I charged Mr. Richard $35 for 2 cans and he ended up giving me $45. So sometimes you're gonna get lucky, it just depends. This kind of plays a little bit on my price as well. When I was first starting out in the business, I would have no clue what to charge for can cleaning, mobile detailing, or lawn care. I always felt like I couldn't charge very much because I didn't want the customer to reject me. Also, I don't know why I'm saying I got lucky because Mr. Richard tipped me. I did a great job, provided good value. A lot of my subscribers have been struggling to get more customers or even their first customer. But I developed my own lead strategy that has gotten me my first $10,000 in jobs. And good news, my course is completely finished. If you guys want to learn my strategy of how I've gotten $10,000 in free leads that I can continue to service day after day after day, there is now a number that you can contact. Listen, the course is not going to be for free. I give away a lot of good information on this channel, but if you want to take your business to the next level, or you're thinking about starting a business but you don't know how to get customers, in this course I'm going to teach you how not to get scammed, how to get thousands of dollars in free customers that you can service on and on and on, also how to talk to customers and make sure that you sell your service quickly and efficiently with my own personal messages that I've had with customers. You guys can contact this number up here, and if you send me the word strategy, we're going to get you set up immediately. Like I was saying, I was extremely scared to charge what I thought it was going to be worth because I had no idea what my service was actually worth. Maybe it was best that I started low and had to learn over time. It's good to know though, progressively as you go on, you're going to get better at it and you should feel that you deserve more, but always remember that the pricing is based on what the customers are willing to pay. I could wake up one day and decide my can cleanings are worth $150. Well, that doesn't mean anything to the customer. That being said, you should be making little adjustments to your price every job, maybe not every single job, but you should really be looking about what's happening when you're getting paid. So in this job, I clearly was charging too little because the guy wanted to tip me $10 extra. And it's not that he didn't seem grateful, but he wasn't super satisfied and all excited about it. But hey, maybe he was just a dude that didn't want to show me that he loved the new smell of his trash can. Who knows? That being said, you can almost only charge as much as people value the service. That's the one main struggle I found over time with can cleaning, is that people have almost no appreciation for having a clean can. They just accept that it sucks and go near or around it. This is actually something that Mr. Richard approached me with as I got to the job. He said he'd never heard of something like this. This is kind of an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time, the way you think about it. Trust me, the customer YouTubers are super aware that no one offers this service, and if there's even a little bit of interest that they have, I can guarantee you make the sale. Of course, that's as long as your price isn't totally stupid. But hey, you made it this far into the video for a reason. You can't be stupid, you're a smart person. The truth is, there's actually so many things that went wrong when we did that job. Specifically kind of going around like using wrong equipment. Like back then I wasn't using a turbo nozzle with my pressure washer, which would have been extremely important. This would have just been important because I was using a white tip on my pressure washer. Even if you guys don't know what that is, the white tip has a very wide spray while the turbo nozzle is very direct, using all the pressure possible. When it comes to trash cans, you can use more pressure compared to cars. You don't want to use a lot of pressure because you're going to wreck the paint. But because I was using this weaker nozzle, I wasn't actually able to get everything off that I needed to. A couple other mistakes being my safety equipment, which I like to preach nowadays is the most important part of the job, but I always used to mess up on the mask, not wearing one especially, and eyewear. It took once I finally saw somebody comment that I'm gonna get a crazy eye infection from all the trash cans that I'm cleaning with no goggles on. This really would be disgusting and something that I don't want to have to deal with, especially because I wouldn't be able to go do more work if I was having 2 eye infections and it wouldn't look good. Also, the mask really helps out with being able to keep myself from breathing in all the chemicals. I've done so many jobs where I'm super lightheaded at the end of it because I breathed in too many. Also, because of one of my subscribers commenting down below saying, Matt, you're gonna get yourself sick and you're gonna pass out from all the chemicals that you're breathing in if you don't start wearing a mask. Using an old t-shirt might not be the most optimal situation here. I probably should get something that is more so like a mask, but in time it's gonna get better and better and better. So far as I've gone on, my prices have increased, my equipment's gotten better, my process has gotten faster, and all it really took was for me to look back at my past jobs and learn what I've been doing wrong. Had I made little small changes in the beginning, everything could have gone by much easier, but it's okay because you get to learn from this video. That's why I love getting to make this free information for you guys, because you get to learn from all of my mistakes, and sometimes you guys leave comments that help me learn from my own mistakes that I don't even know I'm making. There's also another huge mistake I made at this job. That's whenever I was cleaning the cans, leaving the water out on the concrete, making them smell bad because I wasn't washing it off. Now more so when I do jobs, I'm washing off the concrete whenever I'm finished, not like a deep cleaning. All I'm doing is pushing the liquids out onto the road where there's no surface drains to the side. I'm just making sure that I get the concrete cleaned off, especially jobs where I'm having very clean concrete, completely white concrete. I try to stay off of it and do it in the grass or try to get down to the road if I can. But if you can't, you just want to make sure that you spray everything off, keeping the concrete not clean as possible, but therefore to where it doesn't smell bad. And something that might not be like the most important, but it's still super essential, is the Fabuloso finisher. You need to have some sort of aspect to your can cleaning that allows you to be able to use the marketable term smell better or fragrant or anything. You can tell them that you make their can smell like daisies. It doesn't matter. You can kind of push the limits on that whenever you start adding substances that make things smell better.